Here in this question, relation schema for 4 tables: park, hotel, town, and activity are given, and it is given that uh, attribute tname in hotel is a foreign key into town. That means tname is nothing but a town name of town, and it is a foreign key in this table. Foreign key which is pointing to the primary key of table town. That means foreign key is nothing but a column of a table which is referring to primary key of another table. So here tname is referring to the primary key of attribute primary key of table town, and pname here pname in table town is a foreign key into park. So here pname is nothing but name of a park, and it is referring to the primary key name in table park. So this is a given information, and here we have to write SQL query which creates a view whose name is climbing, and the required attributes in that view is ID, name, and tname of hotels situated in a park where climbing is an activity. So in activity table also pname is foreign key into the table park. So here pname is nothing but name of a park, and which is pointing to primary key of the table park. So if we see option C, in order to solve this problem, first of all we have to know the syntax for creating a view. So first let us know the syntax for creating view. The syntax for creating a view is create view, and here view name. Here we have to specify view name. So here view name is climbing. So climbing as, this is a syntax, create view name as select. In this select clause we have to mention the attributes which we want to display. So here we want attributes ID, name, tname, and name and tname. ID, name, and tname. This is name of hotel, and this is name of town. So if we see option C, here the syntax is the SQL query is create view. Here climbing is a view name, as this is a syntax, and select, in select we have to mention the attributes which we want to display. So here after selecting the attributes, in where clause we have to mention the condition which the tuples should satisfy. In the where clause we have to mention the condition which should be satisfied by the required tuples. So here we will mention the condition. So if you see option C, this is create view climbing. Climbing is view name, and as is a syntax, part of syntax, select, in select we mention the ID attributes which we want to display. So ID, name, and tname. From here we forgot from clause. From this is the table name. From table name, where here in where clause we will mention the condition. So if you see option C, select ID name T name from park, hotel park P, hotel H, and town T. These are all the tables where H dot T name must be equal to T dot T name, and T dot P name is equal to P dot P name, and A dot P name is equal to P dot P name, and A dot activity is equal to climbing. Here activity table is renamed as A, town is renamed as T, hotel is renamed as H, and park is renamed as P. In option C, this is not T dot T name, it is just T dot name, T dot name, and T dot P name is equal to P dot name, and A dot P name is equal to P dot name, and A dot activity is equal to climbing. So as T name is a foreign key into the table town, so these should be equal. H dot T name is equal to T dot T name, and P name is a foreign key into table park. So this T dot P name should be equal to P dot name, and here also as P name is a foreign key into table park, so this A dot P name must be equal to P dot name, and A dot activity should be climbing. So here correct option is option C. In this question, a schedule with two transactions T1 and T2 is given, and we have to find the nature of that schedule. So here in this schedule, T2 reads a transaction T2 reads a data item written by T1, and it commits before the commit operation of T1. Here T1 writes A and T2 reads A which is written by T1, and as soon as reading the value of A, T2 commits, and after that T1 reads again reads A, and then it aborts. That means here we have to roll back transaction T1, but we cannot roll back T2 as it is already committed. So here this schedule is, we can say this schedule is irrecoverable. Why? Because here we cannot recover the status of the database by rolling back the transaction T2. So here correct option is option C.
The 40-20-40 rule suggests that the least amount of development efforts be spent on option A, estimation and planning, option B, analysis and design, option C, coding, option D, testing. So here we are having a rule that is 40-20-40 rule in the development of software, where the amount of efforts that we are putting on the development of software, that is 40% we used to spend on the analysis and design of the software, and 20% we used to put on the coding of that design part, and 40% we use on the testing part. So that means the least efforts we are putting on the coding part, because once if the analysis is made and properly designed regarding the flow of data, all the data flow diagrams and all, if the proper designing is over, the coding part and selection of language will be very easy, so that the least amount of efforts we are putting on the coding part of the software. So this estimation and planning is before this is analysis and all, that is related to the cost estimation of the project and all. Okay, the testing part and analysis and design part incurs more cost and more efforts, but whereas the coding part requires only less efforts. That means the coding takes very less